This video is made for adult collectors because Bumblebee said, "I'ma burn you so bad you wish you died as a child." Definitely what you want your kid appeal character to be saying. Alright, let's put Bumblebee in a pose, shall... Oh my god. The doors are too close together. Oh my god. No, the backpack's move... So Bumblebee's mainline toy was the one I was looking forward to the most, and it's kinda let me down. I was gonna have this as my regular Camaro B and the Studio Series one as my off-road version from the film, but mainline B has a lot of torso issues that really stop it from being good. Before we go any further, I do have a Patreon if you want to support the channel even further. It's linked in the description down below. There's exclusive videos on there if you want to watch them. And thanks to my buddy, again, the Beige Power Ranger, for hooking me up with this. Bumblebee looks weird proportionally, but like, it feels like something from the Dark of the Moon era, and I very much like that, weird proportions and all. It's when you start to handle it that the problems arise. So the torso tab is pretty weak, and moving the arms unpegs it a lot. I could thicken to fix it though, but like, that's annoying. The back, if you pick him up or push the back, the neck pops up, and the doors, if you think they're sticking out too much, you go to push them in, it also pops the neck up. There's a tab for the neck, but it doesn't actually tab into anything. It's so weird the way they designed it. And storing the off-road parts in robot mode, mainly the grill, just doesn't work. But there are some really cool things this does, like the weapons. The bumper splits to become swords. I think that's very cool. And the cage becomes a shield. Just like Kopaka, though, you can't deflect anything with those holes in it. But the best part is the cannon hand. Why don't more Bumblebees do flip-out cannon hands? It's so great. And it's 5mm blast effect compatible, so that's awesome. In contrast though, the Studio Series one does a lot of the functionality better. The back is handled in a much better way that it doesn't affect anything when you pick it up. The arms don't rip the torso off. And we thought the SS had a lack of paint. Yeah, the mainline is much worse. However, I do like the mainline's head more than the Studio Series one, but it's bigger, so head swapping them is a no. I have to give massive props though to the Los Angeles design team for getting the wheels on the back and behind the door wings as opposed to like around them, because that's how he looks in the film. I would love for that LA team, this is an aside, I'd love for that LA team to post like the Pawtucket team does. That would be so cool. The way they achieved this is very well done. I'll show in greater detail later. Bumblebee's whoa. Sorry, I shoot these out of order, and this is the first actual piece of footage I'm doing with this Bumblebee, and that color mismatch. Oh my god, this camera really shows it. My phone had, let me see if I can actually show you live. My phone, if I bring it forward, right? And let's just move Bumblebee over a little bit. See, you can see it on the DSLR, but you can't see it, oops, when you're looking at my screen, like from me, you can't see the color mismatch. But when my DSLR is looking at my phone screen in this, you can totally see it. And it's not great. Anyways, articulation. Articulation's great, but like it's hindered by a lot of the weird chest things. So the head can rotate, and it's already falling apart. The head doesn't like tab in anywhere at all. It just sort of like it lifts. There's a peg right there, but I don't see anywhere for it to go. It just sort of stays. Shoulders can. I have to hold the chest for this. Shoulders can rotate. They can go in and out. You got bicep rotation and a 90-degree bend at the elbow. This wrist rotates, and the chest has come undone. The other one doesn't. It's like the gun flip gimmick, which you just pull, rotate, push. Yeah. The chest and gun. I love this gimmick, man. He does have a waist joint. Now, one thing I want to mention, I didn't stay together, idiot. One thing I want to mention that I didn't write in the script is this guy in Studio Series Bumblebee, why do they look like they're wearing their pants all the way up to their like nipples? It's just weird. Anyways, you got ball jointed hips that can go forward, and they could go back, but the backpack does get in the way. They go in and out. You have thigh rotation, which again, like Primal, is limited because it's out of focus. Is limited because of the sculpt. The knees. Knees are weird. They're ratcheted. 1, 2. That's all you get. You get 1, 2. 1, 2. You can kind of cheat it in the middle a little bit, but like, it just wants to pop. So it's a very strange thing. And then as you can see, the feet can go forward and back and tilt heavily. So like,
The chest has come undone again. You can like claw. Pose Bumblebee. Ta-da. He's alright.
So that's B, a mediocre robot that does some cool things but looks weird, and the transformation isn't exactly helping that.
Now Bumblebee's transformation, it's very different. Take any Bumblebee transformation you've seen, whether it be the original movie ones to the Studio Series ones, and throw it out the window. Except for Off-Road Bumblebee. That's something that they seem to keep a lot. So first let's flip the cannon back around. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn off the autofocus. There we go. So the first thing you want to do is you want to come around here and fold up the feet like that. Already we're off to that's not traditional Bumblebee. And then you just sort of like untab the chest, bring this down, rotate the waist, bring the chest up and feed the head through. Make sure the head's straight. Feed the head through like that. Now this part's neat. So they got the wheels on the back, right? And the way they did that was so simple, and I kind of want them to start doing this on other Bumblebee toys. Let's just get the arms out of the way so I can really show you. You fold them out, and then you bring this whole hood section, close the doors, over, like that. And then the wheels end up where they're supposed to be, in both modes. That's such an ingenious way of doing it, and I'm not sure why they didn't do it on the Studio Series one. I mean, these are designed by different teams, but it still would have been neat to see. And then you just sort of bring the waist up, collapse the legs, and peg them into the inside of the trunk. If I can line it up, there we go. And then you just sort of peg the doors in, like so. Peg the arms in, turn the autofocus back on, and there you can see that color mismatch. Oh, right, the shoulders tab into the wheels, just like so. That is so egregious. Oh my god. Oh my lord. Oh right, and then you plug this into the front to complete the look. God, that's such a... oh man. I'm curious about something. I wonder if my phone can pick up the color mismatch if it's looking through the DSLR screen. No, it doesn't. God, cameras are so weird. They're so weird.
Car mode looks lumpy. The proportions are a bit jank at the front because of all the things that move around here, and it doesn't peg together all that well. The car is sitting up a tiny bit higher than the Studio Series one, which I kind of like because it actually feels lifted. Arms do the exact same thing in transformation though, which I thought was neat. Paint matching. All right. It's very pain on this toy. I've had to darken the footage throughout this entire video slightly and then like fix it around in post so you can really see that paint mismatch, because my phone camera doesn't do it justice, and this camera on its normal settings does not do it justice either. But it is bad. It is egregious in person. I don't understand how it became this bad. I think it's because they're using a light blue clear and they're painting over it in yellow, and that's just causing it problems. I feel like if they use a tinted gray clear like they would on the Studio Series, it would look a little bit nicer, but it is very, very ugly to look at. But look, pinned wheels. Thanks, Hasbro, for keeping up with this. Gamer Edition Bumblebee, Mainline Prime, and this Bumblebee. Pinned wheels. Please keep making more pinned wheels. It's a large car, though. Like, large with the feet sticking out the back, but that's not the biggest deal breaker to me, though. I was okay with Prime's fists hanging out on Gamer Edition. I'm okay with this. It's a very weird toy. Like, I like and don't like it, and it's that conflicting feeling that makes me not want to pick it up to mess with. It's a cool toy, and I bet once I fix the torso issue I have, it'll be a lot better, but out of the box, it's very meh. It's structurally not fun. That's the biggest issue, is it's structurally just not nice to mess with. But that's been my look at Mainline Bumblebee. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.